This is Let's Talk Teens, a parenting podcast sharing tips on raising amazing teenagers. We are both certified life coaches that have worked with teenagers as coaches, mentors, and teachers. We are sharing what we found to work when dealing with teens and tough issues.
Hello, this is episode 5, Let's Talk Teens with Abbi and Cheree. Today we're going to talk about how to help your teen through the waiting periods of their life.
Cheree, I don't know if you experience this when you're working with your clients, but I find that with teenagers, they feel like they're just waiting for their life to start, waiting for them to be able to be in high school, to date, to graduate, to finally be in college, to be married. Like it just feels like your whole life is ahead of you. And there is some truth to that. I mean, your whole life is ahead of you and you have major and awesome, wonderful decisions to make. But I feel like sometimes for teens, that period of life can be not only daunting, but it can be depressing and sad. And it can feel like they're hanging their happiness on a horizon that's quite far ahead of them. So today I wanted to talk about some ways that parents can help their teens when they are in this waiting period of life, whether that's they're waiting to get their license or they're waiting to graduate or they're waiting to see if they're going to make the cheer team next year. So I wanted to dive into some of these tips on how we can help our teens through these waiting periods.
I love it. I think it's so needed. I think even as, we get into young adults and adults, we still do the same thing. When this happens, then I'll be happy. So with that being said, what have you found works the best with your clients? Like, how do you help them live in the season they're in?
One of the very first things that I do when I have a new client sign up for me with me is we do a 5-year plan because I think it's so powerful for a teenager to see that their life can drastically change in 5 years. And whether they're a really young teen client or an older client, typically it will show, hey, I'm going to graduate high school. I'm going to leave behind this social circle for better or for worse, right? And my life's ahead of me. But with that said, with the importance of a teen's got to have a roadmap for where they want to go, big goals, we have got to create like purpose daily. Like they've got to see, oh, right now, today, I can not only do fun things, but I can do purposeful things. I can work on my goals. And so with my clients, we not only get the big picture of, okay, this is what I want to do in 5 years, but then I break it down and I say, okay, what do we want to do this month? What do we want to do this week? And I remember my mom helping me with this of saying, okay, you have to plan something fun to do this week. And it was something I could have that was fun and I could look forward to it. So, helping a teen create purpose daily has been really helpful in helping teens through this waiting period.
A few summers ago, I ran a half marathon and I had a friend help me, train and prepare. And one of the things she said that really stuck with me is just focus on the mile you're in, run the mile you're in, instead of thinking, okay, when I get to that finish line, then it's going to feel so good and I'm just going to be so happy. And she really helped me focus on the mile I was in and what I wanted to think about and what I wanted to pay, that I wanted to pay attention to the areas around me and look at the beauty and just be really in the present. And I love that idea of life, of running the mile we're in, instead of just thinking about that finish line. When I get to that finish line, when I get, to college or when I get married or whatever, instead it's, okay, I'm going to enjoy this mile I'm in this time because I'm not going to get to run this mile again ever. I'm going to go into mile 2 and 3 and 4. And so I'm just going to enjoy mile 1, or then I'll enjoy mile 2. And that's just a thought I had. But I think one of the things that I really encourage my clients to do to just enjoy the time that they're living in is to say, okay, you aren't ever going to get to live this again. You're never going to live this time again. So what is it that you love about right now that you are just so glad you get to enjoy, you get to be a part of, you get to experience that you might not always get to experience. I just have them really focus on, okay, what are the good parts of right now that you love, that you don't want to forget?
I love that because I also feel like something parents can do right now to help their teen is to keep their thoughts grounded. And that's you helping them ground their thoughts of, okay, you're 13, junior high sucks, and there's so much going on, and this, you can't try out for this yet, and you can't drive yet. But stopping and helping your teen go, oh, hold on, let's not get carried away. Let's ground our thoughts in reality. Like, you're in junior high. Like you get your own locker. You have the best friends. You get to all eat lunch together. Like finding what it's ever true for them right now and helping them see that. And even, this is why we get the eye rolls as parents, but even stopping and saying, like, listen, this is the only time of life that you're not responsible for somebody else. Like, yes, the future sounds so awesome, but there's also going to be burdens and heaviness that comes with that, just like there's burdens and heaviness that come with being 13, 14, 15, 16, So I feel like it's so important as a parent to just give them little moments, not even lectures, but just little reminders, little steps in there to go, "Oh, hey, you know, let's stay in this year. Like let's sit here, let's focus on what's right now, and let's find the really awesome things about being 13 years old right now. Let's find some really awesome things about the fact that you just got your license, something you've been waiting years to do." So helping them stay really grounded.
Another thing I thought about that I think is so helpful is to have the perspective of this is the best time of life to explore what lights us up, what resonates with us, what we enjoy, what we don't enjoy. And so when we think about this period of time during the teen years where we can try lots of new things and some things we're going to love and some things we're going to hate, but kind of just giving this time period of a title of like exploration of I'm just going to explore and see what I love and see what I don't love so that as I get older and I start thinking about career or I start thinking about future goals, I already have a really good sense of what I like, what lights me up, what brings me joy, what I don't like, and just get to experience so many different things.
That made me think of when I was in college, my whole goal and purpose was to like bust through it as fast as possible. And don't get me wrong, that totally served me in life, right? To be hard on myself, to like take AP classes, to do all those things. But I remember when I got to the end of my degree and you have to do an internship. And I just thought, okay, how can I do this as quickly, as painlessly as possible? Like, just so then I can get on with my life. And I just saw it as this burden, like this whole like barrier I had to get over. Well, I get through an internship that I just found, I get into a career field, and then even within that job I was in, other interns are coming and I got to see it from the other side. And I remember thinking, oh, this is really cool. Like, you can explore careers, and I could have gone and worked for this company or tried this, or interns kind of have more freedom to do this. And I just remember thinking, oh, I missed not the opportunity, but I missed the meaning behind it. It wasn't there to punish me. It wasn't there to be one more thing to check off. It was there to like give me an opportunity to explore. And because I was so nose to the ground, I just want to bust through this so I can live my life. I kind of missed that. I missed this chance to kind of explore because I was so focused on just the next horizon. And so, let's take a breath. Let's let our teens explore and remind them. I feel like so much of parenting teens is just reminding them, hey, this is your opportunity to explore. There really is no rush. Like I felt such a rush as a teenager to just get to the next stage, but there really is no rush. And just being that gentle reminder, and you might get an eye roll for that reminder, but being that reminder that says, hey, let's create purpose daily. Let's stay focused on what am I doing right now? What's awesome about right now? And then giving them opportunities to try things. That's your recipe for getting a teen through some weeding periods of their life.
And I think about those teen years, they're really short. It's like 13, 12, 13 to what, 18 or 19. It's so short. And then we have the whole rest of our lives to be an adult. And so I just think really reminding, bringing that perspective in of this is your time. This is your time to just get to enjoy and learn and grow and prepare and explore. And even though it seems like, okay, when I get here, then I'm going to be happy, this is going to go by fast, and you're going to look back and be like, wow, that went by really fast. And we want to look back with no regrets of just that we soaked all of it in instead of waiting for the future to happen. We just enjoy the present.
I love it. Well, I'm thinking about that mile that I'm in right now. That's something I got from you, so I love that. Well, we hope that this helps you out with your teen going through their own waiting periods and that you will join us on our next episode. Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Teens, a parenting podcast to help you raise amazing teens. If you're looking for more help and tips on your teenager, Visit Cheree on Instagram at Cheree Murdock Coaching, or you can find her on her website, ChereeMurdock.com. You can find Abbi on Instagram as Abbi Winslow or on her website, AbbiWinslow.com. Please subscribe and rate our podcast and share with a fellow parent that you think would love this episode.